So I'm here at Lake Pukaki in New Zealand. Everyone goes to Lake Tekapo. So I thought on the way back from Queenstown to Christchurch, I'd just chill out at Lake Pukaki. About to have some of the freshest salmon on the planet. And yeah, Happy New Year. Today I just want to share with you guys about something very quickly. The sun's beating hot right now, and those of you that's been to New Zealand know the sun is absolutely brutal on days like this, as nice as it might look. But I thought as I want to share this with you guys, I'll conveniently share the views too of this beautiful country. And what I want to talk about today, because it's New Year's, is New Year resolutions. Now, everybody usually has New Year resolutions. You know the old saying, New Year, new me. What's your New Year resolution? And I'm sure by now some of you have heard that most New Year resolutions never come true. People never make it. They might last 2 weeks in, they might last a month in, they might even just last a few days in, but most of them never make it. And you might be one of those people too. That might have happened to you in the past, where you've made a New Year's resolution and you've lasted for the above various times and you never really saw it through to the end. Why is that? Have you ever sat down and thought about why that is? Why do so many people make New Year resolutions? Why is it such a thing, but it never passes? I think it's actually very simple. And I'm going to start the new year off with a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear, and it's something that I've brutally learned myself. And that fact is that New Year resolutions, they're not really a thing. They're complete bullcrap. Well, why would I say that? Well, think about it. If you want something so bad, why does it take waiting an entire year sometimes, or the rest of the year, depending on where in the year you are, why does it take that long for you to start working on something, for you to start getting somewhere, for you to just start? Why does it take that long? If you really wanted something, why do you have to wait until New Year's? Why does it take an entire year to lapse over before you get to it? Do you really want it that bad? If you really want something, wouldn't you just go for it straight away? I don't like the saying New Year, new me, or New Year, new you, whatever. Because I believe you can be the new me or the new you whenever you want. You don't have to wait till New Year's. And I'll give you guys some examples. A very common example of a New Year's resolution is weight loss. Being in better shape, mostly correlating to losing some fat. And why do most people not get through that? Because they don't want it enough. You ask them what their goal is. Their goal is, they say, I want to lose weight. But that's it. How? What's the plan? What's the end goal? What's the progress like? What kind of diet are you going to experiment with? Who are you going to get the information from? What are you going to do? What are you learning from? What's your workout plan? The muscle groups you're going to target? You ask them any of those questions, they don't know and they have no idea because they have not actually thought about it in detail. To get somewhere, you actually have to think very specifically about it. You need to think about every single detail. And that takes time. And that time is usually used when people scroll TikTok, or what we call doom scrolling, when people mindlessly play video games, when people go out drinking. All that time could have been used to clearly think about your goals, of what will become your resolutions, how to plan that out, and how to make that a reality. But you don't think about it because most people just spend the time doing something else. They don't come up with a concise plan, no trackable progress. I want to lose weight, then that's it. Well, how? Are you going to eat less? Are you going to exercise more? Is it a combination of both? Do you have a pre-existing medical condition you need to work around? How? But if you really wanted your goal bad enough, you will think about it because it keeps you awake at night. But the fact that it doesn't just means you don't want it bad enough, and you may have to come to terms with that. Just come to terms with the fact that, you know what, it would be nice to lose weight, but it's not worth the effort. And just accept the fact that you chose to not lose weight instead of blaming external factors. I learnt this lesson through esports. When I was fresh out of high school, a young 17-year-old, I didn't care about school. All I wanted to do was be good at League of Legends, right? I didn't care about anything else in the world. I was young, naive. I didn't care if it was actually a thing or not. I didn't care that New Zealand did not have an esports scene. I didn't care that people were making fun of me. I just wanted to make it. And I wanted to make it so bad that I gave up school, that I gave up my relationship at the time with my parents, that I gave up some friendships because I wanted that goal so bad. And on the journey, there are things that make me question, how much do I actually want this? Do I actually still want to go through with this? Do I want to continue? For example, in League of Legends, you need a team. And you can't just win the game by yourself all the time. It's not really a thing. So to get into the scene and to be relevant, it's not just about being good individually at the game as a player. I had to learn other things like how to recruit teammates, how to do that efficiently, how to not waste time by recruiting the wrong people, how to ask them the right questions, how to network with tournament organizers, how do you use voice communication properly, how do you use your in-game voice properly, what do you communicate, what do you cut out, what's excess chatter, how do you solve issues between teammates, how do you manage a team, how do you schedule practice sessions. All these lessons actually are very, very applicable in everyday situations. Because nowadays, everything is about working in a team, right? You're in a corporate job, you're probably part of a team. You're project managing a team of people that's doing a project. You're in the military, you're part of a team. You're at a construction site, you're part of a team. Even if you're a fighter, you're a boxer, you're still part of a team. Your coach is on your team, right? You work with other people. You need to learn to work with other people. That's something I learned through esports, but it's not something I signed up for as a 17-year-old teenager that didn't know anything about the world. I thought I just had to be good at the game and just ooga booga it, go hard, be super fast, lightning quick reflexes, and I'll make it to the top. On the way to the top, I realized that there are all these lessons I've talked about that I had to learn, that I didn't sign up for. I didn't even know they existed. And they had nothing to do with the actual game that I enjoyed playing so much. But I wanted to be at the top, and I wanted to be in the scene so bad that despite not knowing anything, I went through it and I learned it anyway. Would I say it's enjoyable? No. It wasn't enjoyable. You know, dealing with teammates that didn't take things seriously and late to practice sessions all the time wasn't enjoyable. Dealing with people being unprofessional wasn't enjoyable. Dealing with people that make fun of you all the time wasn't enjoyable. In fact, sometimes even playing the game itself is not enjoyable. It became a chore to some degree. I had to play characters that I hated. But I had to do it because it was part of the journey, and I was willing to go through that journey, all the ups and downs, no matter what. And in the end, I made it. So the end message I want to say to close out with, while leaving you guys this lovely view, is that when you're thinking about your goals for New Year's, really think hard about it. Come up with a very concise plan, and that in itself takes effort. And if you don't want to put in that effort, then accept the fact that you just simply don't want the goal. You don't want it bad enough to achieve it, because every single goal takes effort. Convince yourself that you want it really bad. You want to lose weight? You have to get into your head. Okay, I want to lose weight, and I have to get, for example, a six-pack or whatever, no matter what. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, I need to lose fat. What is losing fat? Calorie deficit. Okay, what is a calorie deficit? What are the foods that help me get into calorie deficit? What are some exercises I can do that can maintain that deficit? Blah, 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 blah. You will keep digging until you find enough information to make the first step. And sometimes you don't even need a lot of information to make the first step. You just take the first step anyway, and you're gonna mess up, and you're gonna find new information as you mess up, and you're gonna fix it. And that's part of the journey. So really think about your goals. It takes effort just to think about your goals. Come up with a trackable progression. Come up with a plan. And have a think. Sit there by yourself, no phones, no doom scrolling, no music, just sit there by yourself and think to yourself, do you really want it? Do you really want it? What will the you look like, the future you look like, when he or she comes out the other end? What is that person gonna look like? How is that person gonna feel? And how badly do you want to be that person? So think on that. Have a good think on that. And of course, once again, Happy New Year. Enjoy the view. And I'm going to enjoy my salmon.